Hello everybody, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. It's the Premier League, it's back. Get in there, we've got the Premier League football back. This is what we've been waiting for. It's felt like such a long summer, hasn't it? World Cup was alright in bits when you could be bothered getting up at daft o'clock in the morning watching it. We've had it feels like endless amounts of transfer noise every other day. And, you know, we've been somewhat satiated by Championship football, return of Championship and some of the Europa League and Conference League and Champions League qualifiers we've been watching on the Matchday Tavern. But, alas, it's not the same, is it? It's just not the same. It's not even comparable to Premier League football and Friday night football. And what better way to start it than Arsenal FC. The champions, the reigning champions, against newly promoted Coventry City, coming up with Frank Lampard as champions of the Championship themselves. They've invested quite a bit this summer. There's a couple of players in the starting lineup worth keeping an eye on. Certainly Caleb Yarenchi, who I've talked a fair bit about Caleb Yarenchi over the summer. Amenda at centre-half, I think, could be one to watch this season as well, assuming he can stay fit. He's had some fitness issues, but as a player, he's very, very tidy. Be interested to see just how Coventry step it up in the Premier League. They've got Rushworth, who they've made a big signing, bringing him in. Obviously, you never know what happens with Asante, Ellis Sims. Ellis Sims has had a bit of Premier League experience before, hasn't he, with Everton? But yeah, it remains to be seen just how these Coventry players adapt, but they will want massively to step up here tonight to really show that they can be a Premier League team, that they aren't to be messed with, that they can compete, they can stifle Arsenal, and that they maybe can lay a glove on them at the other end of the pitch as well. Arsenal looked very, very good, albeit against a very, very bad Manchester City side the other day. They looked pretty dull and quite drab in pre-season. They got beat by Real Betis. I guess if we're counting one pre-season game, we've got to count them all, haven't we? We don't know. We don't know what version of Arsenal we're going to get today. It'll be interesting to see. They've been raving about Christos Solis as the who needs Vinny Jr. We've got Solis kind of thing. So here we go. It starts here. Start as we mean to go on. Come on, Coventry. Do us all a favour. The Sky Blues. It's a sky blue light behind me. It's a sky blue light behind me, ready for the Sky Blues to dominate the Gooners on day one. That's what we're about. Right. Who have we got in the chat tonight? Lovely to see everyone. City of Northville. Jelly. How's it going? Ronaldo the GOAT. I'm going for 4-1 to Arsenal. I just hope that we get to like half-time still level. I hope that we get to half-time and it's still, there's still something of a contest. Because I think once Arsenal score, the game kind of ceases to be a contest in many ways. I think Coventry will just at that point start thinking, right, well, if we're going to get beat, we're away at the champions, it's a difficult place to come. Let's just not get beat like 3, 4, 5, and then it's a morale-sapping defeat. A 1-0 away at Arsenal is no bad thing for a newly promoted side. So in many ways, even a 1-0 wouldn't be the worst result if they could show they've competed against them across 90 minutes. But, you've got to show ambition in the Premier League, and Coventry will not come into this one thinking that from the off. Certainly Frank Lampard won't be like, listen, lads, if we lose by 1, okay. He'll be telling them, no, get at him. Get at him. Here's Ezri Konsa. He's downgraded. Ezri Konsa. Imagine swapping European Cup winning Aston Villa and Unai Emery for this shite. To go and be third choice as well. Madness. But hey, there you go. He's 29 and he gets a chance to go and play in London again, I guess, because he was from Brentford, wasn't he, originally? I know Brentford's kind of just outside London, but that's where he played before Villa, didn't he? So maybe he's fed up of the West Midlands and he wanted to go back down south. Who knows? Maybe it's a family move. Stacey, how's it going, Stacey? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Stacey. I hope you're feeling better. I'm glad to see you've come back into the chat, and maybe that with Premier League footy starting, we'll maybe see you a little bit more, but I hope you're feeling better. How's it going, Welshwing? Good to see you. Shell, lovely to see you as well. Who else have we got in tonight? Dara, it's time to mourn for Curtis Jones leaving to Inter Milan. It's now confirmed. There's no mourning. There's no mourning about that. Believe me, get him gone. How's it going, 3-star? Joe, who else have we got in tonight? Turnables! Hey, Key, it's Mr. Turnables, recovering from an accident and lowest point of my life, but coming back around. Mate, I'm so sorry to hear that. Mr. Turnables, our friend from Ghana. Lots of love. Really sorry to hear that, mate. I've been wondering where you've been, to be fair. We've not seen you in a while. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. Listen, I'm sending our love to you, mate. Sending our love to you. And we've got some Ghanaians making their Premier League debut tonight. Thomas Asante and Caleb Urenchi doing the Right to Dream Academy proud. How's it going, ZQXV? Ash Huddleston. How's it going, Ash? DJ Mr. B, football is back. James Marston, hello, Key, good sir. Football's back just how we like it. How's it going, dude? Very good, mate. How's things with you? Let me know your predictions for this one. Mercury, Shell, Key was talking about going 7 straight hours of streaming. Get in. I am indeed. Yes, 7 straight hours tomorrow. 7 straight hours we're going to be doing. Pretty much all the way through. From Man United against Hull City, which is our 12:30 kickoff. We're then doing Everton against Palace at 3. And then at 5:30, we're going to be doing, Tottenham. Tottenham away at Brentford. So 3 games back-to-back tomorrow. Mr. Turnables, thanks a lot, bro. Excited for our boys in the Coventry team. Well, listen, mate, I genuinely, from us to you, genuinely hope you're feeling better and getting better and looking after yourself. 40 lip sync, as long as we don't score a corner, a free kick from a throw-in or a pen. Key, you're about to hear the best pre-match song in football. Behave yourself. No, it's like cats. It's like cats in a bag. Swinging cats in a bag, this bloody... Trying to be, you'll never walk alone, innit? Mikel Arteta. Right, what we want is to write this song that sounds like you'll never walk alone. No London forever. Get out of town. We don't want to hear it. Turn the volume down. Timbo, how's it going? Hello, people. Come on, Frank. Yes. The only time you'll hear me say Super Frankie Lampard. Bale to United. Here we go, Key. Oh, goodness gracious me. Well, I've got a banging half-time quiz for us anyway. I've got an absolutely belting half-time quiz for us. Curtis has left the pool. He has indeed. Curtis Jones has gone with... What's your Arteta impression, Russian? I don't know. I feel like you've got to be a bit... I don't know. With Arteta. I don't know. He's a little bit... No, he's not Russian. He doesn't have a Russian. I'm trying to think how I would do the Russian accent. I'll have Putin on my back if I start doing Russian impressions. We must write the song. We must write the song very much like You'll Never Walk Alone. Sounding low. I'm like Borat. That's not good. Shahid Key, have you heard Barcola has not turned up for PSG squad training? Rumours abound. I mean, listen, PSG and Barcola, PSG and Mbaye, both of those deals are happening. Barcola and Mbaye will both leave PSG. It's a guarantee. Absolute guarantee. Set your life on it. Hey, Scouser. Good evening, sir. How are you? Callum the Toffee says Arsenal, Everton, United, Newcastle win would be perfect for us all, so Key cries. Mr. Turnables, fun fact, when everyone was calling for Arteta to get sacked, he bounced back against Lampard's Chelsea. Oh, that doesn't bode well. That doesn't bode well. Welsh winning, can't wait for Havertz to go in goal once Raya wastes time and performs a world-class save. An epic handle name. No Scouser at Liverpool is like no Stark at Winterfell. Just wrong, innit, Key? Mate, no, I don't think it's that big of a deal. We're off and underway anyway in the Premier League. We are live now and the game's underway. I'm not that bothered about Liverpool not having a Scouser in the team because, let's be honest, we won was it the 86 FA Cup final we didn't have a Scouser in the team? Rush, Dalglish, you know, it was always more important that Liverpool had Scots in the team than it was we had Scousers. Corner! First corner of the season, and it's a Coventry corner. Here we go, come on. This is it. Oh, wouldn't it be magical? Wouldn't it be beautiful? Poetic irony if the first corner of the season is a Coventry goal. Please, sweet baby Jesus of Nazareth, let's have it. Set piece threats, look at that. Championship rank last season, they were first. Coventry are basically the Arsenal of the Championship. And here's a Mender, ball whipped in, headed away. Oh, it's more headed up than away. And Coventry now, they're doing all right, actually. A minute in. And just as I say that, they give it away. Steve McNair, how are you? Good to see you. Billy MC. Hiller, the Arsenal anthem is so annoying. Oh, yeah. Ronnie Dodge, Carlos Baleba, here we go. He was always going to happen. Minter, I imagine, will be next. Callum, Everton 2, Palace 0. Well, I'm looking forward to that one tomorrow. 3 games back-to-back. If you fancy doing watch-alongs with us tomorrow, I am going to be live all afternoon. We're starting off with Hull against Man United, 12:30. Everton Palace straight after that at 3 o'clock. And then 5:30 is Brentford v Tottenham. We're going to be doing all 3 of them. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Arsenal down the left-hand side with world-class Christos Solis. Everyone's been telling me this kid. I'm back to keep you in check for the season. Good lad, Tony. Billy, I see Arsenal running away with this game today. I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal. Spoil sport. Spoil sport. Come on, Cov. So, you know what's funny? Arsenal aren't even from North London. They belong to South London. South London forever. Forever and ever. Pete, hi Key, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Oh, you're on both platforms today. Good lad. Here's Amenda all the way back to Rushworth. Come on, don't fanny around with it, you. Last thing we want is you giving Arsenal a goal. Ellis Sims with a flick on. Go on, here's Asante. Nice, better, much better. Here we go, sunshine. Yes, what a brew. Was there a reason why Konza couldn't play today? Was it he didn't get international clearance or something? I would have thought that if they could have played Konza today, maybe they would have played him. Maybe he just wasn't signed in time. Maybe the contract wasn't completed in time. Here's Ben White for Arsenal. Reece had to register him before 12 o'clock today, I think. It's pathetic, that, isn't it? Cheers, Billy. The prediction videos, by the way, apologies. The prediction videos that I talked about, unfortunately, there's no real way around it. I've done the content, I've filmed them, I've just not edited them. I've not finished editing them. I'm just so bad at editing. This is why I don't do long-form content. I need an editor. At some point, I'm going to need to get an editor because I am absolutely god-awful at editing. What a brew, got a hot take. I think Conte will be so good that Saliba doesn't get a sniff when he's back. I mean, that's certainly something an Arsenal fan would say. DJ Sonny Baines, how's it going? Terry Kelly, evening key and chat. Come on, Cov, yes. Coventry are going to nick one here. Watch, says Reese. Oh, it'd be brilliant if they did. Just give us a little slither, a little hope. Something for the season, something to cling to. I'm not an Arsenal fan. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that's something that an Arsenal fan would say, innit? You said it was a hot take. I'm saying that's something that would absolutely be said by an Arsenal fan. Solis, predictably, skies it over the bar. Coventry are a very good team. Still think they'll go down, sadly. DJ Sonny Baines, Kia put a video out, mate. Nice. Well done, man. I'm much better than me. Much better. I can't edit to save my life. Billy, I do like the look of Solis, which is worrying. He's got a point to prove, and often players who come into the Premier League, whether it's Arsenal or elsewhere, do have a point to prove, and they tend to dig in and prove, well, work their socks off, let's say that, at the very minimum. Oh, what the hell are you doing, Urenchi? Out to Saka. And Saka fluffs it. And Coventry pick it back up. Too easy, that. More of that this season, please, Bukayo Saka. More of that. That's what we want to see. Andy says, watch a lot of streamers on football. A lot of waffle. But enjoy listening to you, mate. You speak fair. Oh, that's very nice of you to say, mate. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Got Arsenal 2-1. Happy days. I mean, I'd love it if Coventry scored first. That'd really put the cat amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it? Dave the Lion, good luck this season, Coventry. From a Millwall fan. Timbo Key's got his new young prospect to hate while everyone else praises them. Last season, Esteval. This year, Solis. I did not hate on Esteval last season. That is an absolute lie. That is disgraceful from you, Timbo. You should know better than that. Reese, Mitch. Evening, fella. How's it going, Mitch? Arsenal in the area. Saka. Whoa, it's going to be a corner for Arsenal. 7 minutes in. Great block from Amenda. The lad I said you've got to watch him. Good defender. Fabulous block. Lovely play by Rice. Played it into the channel. Ball pulled back. Saka with a good first touch, but it then kind of ricocheted off his... I thought it might have been his hand, but it wasn't. But a good deflection, that. Well done. Good block from Amenda. Solid signing for Coventry, him, if he stays fit, I'm telling you. Connor, what's up, Key? Love me 3 p.m. kickoffs on the east coast of the US. I was going to say, it's lovely watching these later games over here. Nice and early for you guys in the US. Must be a right pain in the backside when it's a lunchtime kickoff over here. Bet United's going to be tough for you. Edge of the box shot. Arsenal cleared away. Here's Brandon Asante, isn't it? Saka's hair is a horror. Waterbrew says, got a 95th minute winner against us. Hate is completely valid. Timbo, Arsenal doing a short corner. What on earth is going on? They did this last season, though, didn't they? They always seem to do well off the short corners, if anything. Key, what do you think? United, Hull tomorrow. I say 3-1 United. Well, I'm hoping Hull can do... I'm hoping Hull and Coventry can get something in these opening 2 games. That was actually off the line, wasn't it? That was going in, that strike. Good defending from Coventry. Good block. Here's Solis again, picking it up on this left-hand side. He's shown he's driving forward at every opportunity. I think the real test for Solis will be his end product. And can he keep the ball? Here's Rice, strike. 2 points for Wigan. Carl, who are you rooting for tonight, Key? I've not made my mind up yet, Carl. I'm still thinking about it. Turnables, has your sleep schedule improved since the World Cup? You're doing a lot of watch-alongs now. Well, it's got back to normal since the World Cup, for sure. I'm glad I'm not doing watch-alongs at 4 a.m. Yeah, I'm much, much better off watching them like in the middle of the day or maybe in the evening. When the while hours are still with us. Billy says, what's going on with prices with Savinio and Marmouche? I mean, is that... Savinio, maybe I can understand. 90 million quid. They signed him for whatever it was, 40, 45. He's not really done that much in 2 seasons at City. But he's still young. He has got a little bit of Premier League experience. Maybe there's a recognition at City that he is a talent. And maybe there's a recognition that Spurs are there for the taking in terms of they really like him. He's on very, I think, very accommodating wages as well, Savinho. And clubs are more and more factoring that sort of thing in. Like Cody Gakpo, for example, will go for around 70, maybe 60 million quid, but he's on 250k a week. I'm led to believe, I don't know entirely, but I'm led to believe that Savinho is maybe on a little bit better. Reese says, I think there's dodgy stuff going on there with some of them City transfers. 115 will become 135. Here's Saka down the right-hand side. Roof of the net. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Shell, when are you planning to eat tomorrow, Key, if you're doing 4 games? I'm only doing 3. I'm not going to do the Espanyol Real Madrid one, Shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not really going to have anything to eat until maybe after the Brentford Spurs game. So I'll fast. I'll fast until Brentford Spurs is finished. So whatever time that'll be, 6:15, 6:30, 7:15. I'll have something to eat about 7:30. I'll just have water. Got plenty of water. It won't kill me. I can lose a few pounds. I've packed on a few. I'm okay. I'll last. I'll last if I just watch Hull United, Palace Everton, and then Brentford Spurs tomorrow. I'll certainly live not eating for them, whatever it is, 7-8 hours. But thank you, I appreciate your concern. You're always looking after me, Shell. DJ Sonny Baines, can't wait for tomorrow. Jack Footy says, this one hasn't been an extremely boring start, unlike last season from us. Arteta has tweaked it slightly. I'm not going to call it entertaining or good. It's just better. I'm not sure yet. I'll reserve opinion on that just yet. I think we need to see a good maybe month or 2 of Arsenal's tug before we decide that they are back or they are playing good quality entertaining football. Timbo Key's going to have some Huel between games, sponsored by Stephen Bartlett and the Overlap. Oh yeah, I might have to start doing Gary Neville style promos. When I need to get my vitamins and my energy, I have Huel. Whether I'm on the go or in the office, Huel is the way to go. All new aniseed flavour. Jack says Coventry could go and win this game. I'm just saying it's more open than not. I think a point they'll be delighted with, wouldn't they? Key Thomas, sponsored by Monster Energy. Bring a packed lunch, Key. No, because we can't be turning these games into a mukbang. I'll be like that Chinese fisherman. Have you seen the fisherman who brings... He's got like crab and lobster and jellyfish and all sorts, squid. Lobs it into a pot. Still alive as well. It's absolutely awful to see. James, what are you on about? Arsenal are dominating the game. I didn't say that, by the way. I was reading out a comment. Yeah, seafood boil. That's the one. Yeah, somehow I don't think they'll be that bothered. Cool. I don't think they'll be looking at that read and saying we need to get him on. Here's Coventry. Oh, ref, that was never a foul. They were getting in the area there. Big chance for Cov. Reese loves seafood, mate. I'm not a fan. Yeah, not a fan. I can live without it anyway. Virio, so glad the Premier League is back. Thank you for the streams, Key. We really appreciate them. Big up chat as well. Much love from South Africa. Yes, mate. Love to South Africa to you too as well. Drew, full scram for breakfast. You'll be right. Nah, I'm not really a breakfast. Again, you wouldn't think it to look at me, but I'm really not a breakfast guy. I can live without breakfast. Not really that my type of thing. Dave, champions v champions. This could be a draw. Maybe they'll cancel each other out. Would be the most predictable thing, wouldn't it? Start of the season, Arsenal 0-0. Here's Calafiori. Havertz, what a goal that is. That's a really, really poor goal from Coventry to concede. But I tell you what, it's a good finish. It's a good finish, and it's a great pass from Calafiori. 15 fucking minutes. 15 minutes. I told you they wouldn't last. I told you. Oh, well, there you go. City of Northville, they weren't certain of winning until damn near the last game. It's a good finish, but it's Van Uwijk. Do you know what? And it's mad. Here's the mad thing. Van Uwijk was actually one of their better players last season. You know, marauding right back, but that's just so poor. Gives it away so cheaply. Lovely ball from Calafiori. And do you know what? As well, Amenda, the new signing, doesn't cover himself in glory either. I think if you're going to go and win that ball, you've got to win it. You can't be diving in like that. Yeah, not great defending from Cov. Oh, he shinned it. It's not even a good finish. That he shinned it. Look at that. He shanked it. Oh, he's lucky boy. Lucky boy, Havertz. He shanked that. It's not even a clean side foot. That comes off like his heel. Like he's in. It's not even. Yeah, no, you're not having that. He shanked it. He scuffed it. And it's 1-0 Arsenal. Come on. Wake up, Cov. Sweet baby Jesus. Wally T says Gyökeres scuffs that. Still a good team goal. There's only one pass, wasn't it? I mean, Van Uwijk makes a mistake. Calafiori makes it. It was a good pass. It was a good cross from Calafiori to find Havertz, and then, you know, he gets a bit of luck, scuffs it in the bottom corner. But hey, what you can only beat who's in front of you. Welsh wing demolition now. I mean, I wish I could disagree with you. It probably will be 2 or 3 at minimum, probably by half time. Intrigued to see how Bukayo Saka gets on this season. I've got to say, I obviously wasn't mega impressed with him last season. There was a lot of Arsenal fans who weren't bowled over. What a ball that is by Rice. Oh, unlucky. Better from Havertz there, and Arsenal 2-0 in front. That was a great ball by Rice. Rob says, can't stand Coventry, bunch of tosspots. Dan Howard, you can give praise, mate. Don't worry. Oh, mate, if you'd have been here a couple of minutes ago, you'd have seen there's plenty of praise. Lots of praise. Jack, if you had Havertz in your FPL team, which I didn't, congrats. Yeah, no, I've got Haaland, Brobby, and Isak as my front three. But I did manage, funnily enough, I did have Konza. I did have Konza as my centre-back with Villa. And I'm glad now, because obviously I'm sure his price will go up because he'll be starting at centre-back. So I've got Gabriel and Konza at the back for Villa. And funnily enough, Ezri Konza will probably make his debut for Arsenal against Villa next week, won't he? Geordie says, crazy the levels between Havertz and Gyökeres. Havertz is comfortably... I mean, personally, I think Jesus is their best striker. At least in terms of being a striker. Let's call it that. I think Gabriel Jesus is the best finisher of the three. I think his movement's brilliant. He's just so rarely fit, isn't he? He's just so rarely fit. And when he is fit, he's kind of out of form. It maybe takes him a few runs of games to actually get into his rhythm. But I think Gabriel Jesus is comfortably their best striker. Then it's Havertz, and then it's, Gyökeres they paid 70 million quid for. But yeah, Sanchez Jesus is not the best of the three. He's probably not the best player of the three, no. Havertz would be the best player of the three, but as a centre-forward, Havertz isn't really... He's not really a centre-forward, is he? Not really. He's much better. He's a little bit deeper. He's more like a false nine, if anything. There you go. Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United have signed Carlos Baleba for 70 million quid. I tell you what, Brighton have seen him coming. They've seen him coming. El Tigre says, let the Jesus train ride away. Geez, he's good on the ball, but availability and finishing cost him dearly. See, I think he's a wonderful finisher. Some of the finishes from Jesus, even last season, in an injury-hit season, he's so good when he's able to get fit and consistently available. He's very good. I think he's your best player. Aaron, looks like Minter will happen then. I think Minter... the fact that we've bid a second time does suggest that PSG are being too unreasonable with the price for Mbaye. I thought we would get Barcola and Mbaye, whatever it is. Jack says, Andy Burnham has begun plans to place a bid for England to host the 2038 or 2042 World Cup. Great stuff. From Salah to Minter, hilarious. To be fair, mate, you would acknowledge, if you were a reasonable and you were having a sincere conversation, you would also say that when Liverpool signed Mo Salah, everyone would have said, Chelsea reject, you signing him? He was garbage last time he signed. I remember it. So Minter, I don't think Minter is a left-footed Sadio Mane in many ways. If you've watched him, he's so similar on the ball. Very strong. Very, very strong. Hasn't quite got the numbers. We might be getting Yankuba Minter maybe a season early before the breakout. But I don't think he'll start for us anyway. Yankuba Minter's not the player we're getting to start on the right-hand side. He'll be a squad player. Rio Ngamoa will probably be the starter. Mr. Turnables, Havertz gets picked only for his work rate, not any finishing or passing ability. Yeah, he's not really a finisher. He does work his socks off. He does have good movement as well, Havertz. He causes problems, doesn't he? Because, centre-backs don't know whether to follow him out. Midfielders don't know whether to track the runner. He causes problems by drifting in between the lines, sometimes drifting out wide. He does cause all sorts of problems. Odegaard's having a good game. Rice now breaking beyond the lines. Rice out to Solis. What a ball. Must be. It's 2. That is good football from Arsenal. That is really good football. Coventry are just not equipped to deal with it. Unbelievable defending. Again, all at sea. But that was really, really good play by Odegaard and Rice to break through. They absolutely just broke the press. The press from Coventry, couldn't hack it. And once they were running at the back line, Rice plays it over to Solis. Again, you're looking at the goalkeeper as well. I think if you put that cross in, goalkeeper's got to... You can't be palming it out there, mate. I'm sorry. You're never going to last in the Premier League if you're palming it out into that area. Saka's got a tap in. So we was asking whether or not Bukayo Saka would be having a strong start to the season. Got a goal 20 minutes in. Wonderful play that. But you know what? I'm sorry. If there's 3 Coventry players around Martin Odegaard, how's that ball getting out? Now then. Could there be an offside? Could there be an offside when Solis puts this in? No. Thought there might have been an offside. Bastards. Oh, no. 2-0. Can't be arsed with a season of this. Solis is class, mate. Is he balls? Billy, damn, there was one for us in the Championship against Bristol. I don't mean to say I told you so, but what with Solis? Mate, Solis, that's not from Solis. That was Odegaard and Rice. That was all from Odegaard and Rice. That's not Solis. It's not a Solis assist. It's not a Solis assist. It doesn't count as a Solis assist. The goalkeeper palms it out. It's not a Solis assist. They're so desperate for bloody Solis to be... He's better than Vinny. I don't know why you brummies, but it's just ridiculous. He's not in the same league as Vinny. Quite literally he's not, but now Coventry with it. Ellis Sims. Oh, Odegaard, what are you doing? Tony, it does, Key. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, and if it does, I'll fight it. I will fight it. I will campaign. That is not a Solis assist. You can't be getting assists for that. If that's an assist, then I'm sorry, the Premier League are corrupt already from the off. If that is getting given as a Solis assist, I'm sorry, that is madness. You can't be crossing it in from the left-hand side. The goalkeeper palms it out and Saka then puts it in and you're having an assist. Behave yourself. That's not an assist. That is not an assist. Solis to be the most underrated signing of the season. Oh my God, I can't deal with this. Solis! Harley says, I thought we would give Arsenal a challenge, but nobody's going to, I don't think. And how is that an assist? It comes from the keepers. It comes from the keeper's hands. It does. The keeper had an absolute howler there, Rushworth. Connor says, if the goalkeeper palms it out and an attacker puts it in for a rebound, that's not an assist. It's a save and a putback. Stacey Key, I love the Brummie accent. Well, I don't know why I did Brummie. I have no idea. I don't know why that came out. Apparently I did Russian before. Timbo said I did Russian before when I was trying to do Arteta. Farouk Deegan, no one's going to get near us. Couldn't agree more, mate. Daguna, who cares? It's a goal. I'm not. No one's arguing that it's not a goal. The argument was whether or not Solis has got an assist. That's what you missed. But you're right. It's a goal. There's no doubt in that. 3-star Arsenal ripped us apart on our first season when we played at the Emirates. I can see the same fate for Coventry tonight. James, what's Liverpool going to win this season? No, nothing. I don't think anything. Key, if that's not an assist, then neither should Bruno's 21st be. Well, I mean, Bruno's 21st factually shouldn't have been. It came off the bar. There's no way that should have counted. Jack, from your perspective, it's the end of football. Arsenal may just demolish this year. Listen, I've made my peace with it, mate. I have long since made my peace with it that Arsenal are going to win the league. You don't have to... There's none of that. I've made my peace with it. Joey, I'm annoyed that it's not an assist. It was never an assist. Caleb Urenchi, booked. It's not been a great opening half hour for him. Rob says, go and check FPL key. It's been added. If that gets added, I'm telling you, I'm going to protest. I'm going to write a letter. A strongly worded letter to FPL, the Premier League, anyone I can. I'll write the president. Trump's getting one. Solis should not have an assist for that one. It's against the spirit of the game. Connor, is Bruno on the bench today? I don't believe he is. No, I think Bruno Guimaraes is missing for this one. I am afraid. I think he's injured, isn't he? Susie, how's it going, Susie? Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is out injured with a thigh injury. God love him. You've got Zubamendi, Wanyuri, Marino, Madweki, Hincapié, Gyökeres, Eze, and Dauman. Geordie Break says he's out for 6 weeks, apparently. Hamstring. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Here's Thomas Asante. Got to start getting balls into the box, Cov. If you've got any chance of getting back in this, we need one back before half-time. Any chance at all would be lovely. Solis is so good. Relax, it's Coventry. It's Coventry, and he's not even got an assist. Egyptonicus, how you going, mate? Long time no see. Mate, you can only recognise when a player is good. You can only play who's in front of you. I think there is a desperation somewhat for Arsenal to acknowledge that Solis is the player that they were going to get if Vinny... I mean, they wanted Vinny, didn't they? They were all too happy, you Arsenal fans. Vinny's coming. He's coming. And every one of us told you it's not happening. Here's Solis, edge of the box. He's getting on the ball a lot more, I'll give you that. He's certainly getting on the ball. Arsenal are giving it to him more. But then again, that's probably because Van Uyck down that side is garbage so far in this game. Miles off the pace. So you would keep giving it to him, wouldn't you? If you were Mikel Arteta, you'd be telling the Arsenal players, get it down that left-hand side, give it to Solis, because he's going to get at Van Uyck every single game. Every single time. Mr. Turnables, I had high hopes for Asante. Reese, Solis might actually be better than Roberto Carlos. Solis for Ballon d'Or. Yeah, why not? Why not? Back to David Raya. Had a wonderful World Cup, didn't he, David Raya? Fabulous World Cup. Oh, hey, there you go. Kay says, hey Kay, Arsenal are showing why they are champions. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. The quality in the Premier League has sunk to an all-time low. Arsenal are effectively a three-legged donkey in a tortoise race. They'll win it, but they're still a three-legged donkey. Here's Odegaard, over to Solis. No, cuts back inside for Ben White. Still might see Ben White leave before the end of this window, I wonder, given... Well, I guess not, maybe. I mean, Timber's a little bit unreliable now, isn't he? As good as he is, he's starting to get a lot more injury-prone than maybe many thought he would be. This Arsenal squad beats prime Liverpool any day. Do you reckon? Listen, I'll be honest. I think every Arsenal fan would say that at the minute because it's the best Arsenal side. I mean, to be fair, a lot of Arsenal fans have already started supporting them in the last 5 minutes. But, you know, it's the best Arsenal side you've seen in... listen, if you're 35 and under... Or let's say you're 30 and under. If you're 30 and under, chances are you've never seen a good Arsenal side. You've probably never seen a good Arsenal side. Or at least not one that you can remember anyway. So yeah. If you're starving and someone throws you a cracker, as Eddie Murphy said, then, you know, you're going to think, oh my God, that's the best cracker I ever had in my life. And that's kind of what Arsenal fans are getting. It's the first time they've seen anything like this. An actual title-winning side, albeit in a very bad Premier League. Cheers, Mick. I'll see you next week, mate. Take it easy, Mick. See you next week. Riz, you're 30 and over using TikTok. Grow up. Well, yeah, you've got me there. You've got me there. Bang to rights. Saka, edge of the box. Odegaard, lovely pass. Oh, great defending from Coventry that time. But again, they're getting nowhere. It's just relentless, isn't it? Just relentless. Michael says Coventry are going down. They are, aren't they? If they keep playing like this. They keep playing like this. James, how is it Arsenal's fault that Liverpool, United, Chelsea and City suck? It isn't. It isn't your fault. It's not your fault at all. I've said this. You can only beat who's in front of you. And Arsenal haven't really got anyone of note to compete with. And it was the same with Liverpool the year before, by the way. It was the same with us. I'll say that. I will concede that. Liverpool won it without really having any sort of competition, as did Arsenal last season. Gabriel booked. I might have to take him out my FPL. He's a liability, isn't he? He's a liability. Key, big up, mate. Good to see you, Daz. Jack says 30 years was 96. You could remember 2004. Well, maybe. All right, let's say 27 and under then. Arsenal headed away. Rice onto Havertz. Havertz gives it away. One dive and he's off now. I know he's got to be careful, hasn't he, Gabriel? He can't play his normal game. He can't dive off corners now. He'll be sent off. Here's Solis. Oh, he was never fouled there, ref. He's just too weak. That was never a foul. But again, it's Van Uwijk. And again, Van Uwijk is a problem for Coventry down that right-hand side. I said this. I actually said this last season watching Coventry. He's a brilliant, wing-back for Coventry. Flies forward. Really, really good. Marauding full-back as an attacker. Oh, but he's a problem defensively. In games like this, I just don't think he's not gonna cut the mustard for Cov this season. LJ, probably another year I don't have to worry about us Toffees being relegated. We'll never be relegated for the record. Well, no, I think Everton should be all right this season. Coventry are certainly going down. Hull, I can't see Hull staying up. And certainly, I think Ipswich are probably the worst team of the three. Coventry might surprise a few. I guess it depends. I mean, sometimes what you do see with these promoted sides, Coventry really poor there. Saka, is it going to be a corner? Yeah, good play that. Defensively really poor from Coventry, but Saka did well. Can't defend like that against Arsenal. What the hell is that, Ellis Sims? Oh, did it hit his hand? No, it didn't. It stayed on his feet. Well done, Saka. Yeah, sometimes you see that with newly promoted sides. You'll see them sort of make a few signings and then play the first game or two of the league season, and just before the window shuts, right? Because usually if they get the first game or the first two games, depending on when the schedule starts, Coventry only really get this as their benchmark. This is how Coventry look at the Premier League and go, right, this is what we're up against. Do we have a squad that can stay up? No, we're quite happy that... Oh, that's a great ball. No, we're not. We're not happy that we do have a squad that can stay up. We need to go and act in the final days of the transfer window. So you might actually see Coventry go and bring in a couple more. Here's Solis. Good ball in, actually, and it's headed away. Yerenchi gives it away. Too easy. Too easy. Solis again. Chops back inside. Edge of the box. Calafiori. Good block again. Endless this. Endless pressure. Miles Lewis-Skelly, back out to Solis. He's going to chop inside. Pulls it back. Coventry, knock it away again. It's just relentless. And that's going to be a free kick and a foul to Coventry. Carl, Spurs will go down with all their City rejects and Fernandes, the walking relegation. Can't see it. Fascinating lots of the games tomorrow, isn't it? So many good games tomorrow, but the three that we're watching, I can't wait for. Hull United at 12:30. I'm more excited for that one than I was this one. I knew for a fact that we would see Arsenal win this one tonight. I think Hull could get something against United tomorrow. I think Hull could surprise a few. Not across the season, they'll still go down, but against United opening day at Hull, yeah, might be different. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll see how Hull get on tomorrow. And also then Everton against Palace. Obviously, Pierre Sage, the new manager at Palace, the replacement for Oliver Glasner. How's he going to get on this season? City of Northville, Moyes is a perfectly good mid-table manager who could win them a cup if they let him work and build. They won't. They won't. He's going. I'm telling you, Moyes is going to get let go before Christmas. Tony Kelly, who is the Hull manager? He is Sergej Jakirovic, Bosnian manager. Is he Bosnian? Or he might be Serbian. I think he's Jakirovic is Bosnian. I think he is. Don't quote me on it. Let me have a look. I'm doubting myself now. I'm almost certain he's Bosnian. So yeah, Bosnian. There you go. Sergej Jakirovic, Bosnian, Hull City manager. Brought him up last season. He's one that I would expect will leave through the season. Here's Yerenchi, driving forward for Coventry. Out to Thomas Asante. Van Uwijk. They're just too slow. It's too cumbersome from Coventry so far. They've got to step up the passing a little bit. Look at that. It's going to go all the way back to the keeper here. You can see it. Or it's going to get punted long and they'll give it away. Straight out of play. Shocking, that. Absolutely shocking. John says, tough start for Coventry. Arsenal are attacking, though. They feeling okay. Their new Greek lad looks like the real deal. Hey, football fans, we don't half react, do we? Overreaction. Darren Beckley says, all the Uniteds will win this weekend. Leeds United, you thinking Leeds are going to win? Who've Leeds got this weekend? Who are Leeds playing this weekend? Newcastle certainly won't, I'll tell you that right now. Newcastle aren't winning. Don't wind me up. RM69, don't say that, Key. I've got Man U in my acca. Well, Hull, Man United. So Man United, Leeds have got Forest. Oh yeah, Leeds are away at Forest as well. Can't see Leeds beating Forest at City Ground. Yeah, Newcastle, obviously, versus Liverpool. Dylan, does it start the Premier League? What? Here's your Renchi. Thomas Asante over to the left-hand side. Coventry got to get the ball in a bit better. Edge of the box. What the hell is that? Oh, roof of the net, actually. That was unbelievable. If that had gone in, you're talking goal of the season, day one there. From Loum Chauna, the new signing from Burnley. I tell you what, that would have been a great effort. Had David Raya worried there for a minute, didn't it? Little overhead kick. Well done. Long ball forward. Havertz with the flick on straight through to Rushworth. Pete says people need to remember Solis is a Norwich reject. Very fair, Pete. Very fair. City of Northville, so far so good. 2 Arsenal games. Neither have been Haramball. Yeah, that's true. They might convince me yet. Miles Lewis-Skelly over to Rice. The big test will come against teams that defend deep against Arsenal, that actually can play a low block. I don't think Coventry have ever really had to under Frank Lampard, have they? I think that's been part of the problem in many ways. Good play now. Here's Chauna and Thomas Asante on the counter. Coventry just slowing it down again. You're never going to get back in this game if when you start getting on the counter-attack like that. Oh, that's shocking. That's so poor from Coventry. How are you getting... They had for a moment there, 2-on-2. And all of a sudden, within 10 seconds, the ball has ended up at David Raya's feet. Totally uncontested. That's never, ever going to be... Frank Lampard's got to be tearing shreds off him for that at half-time. Darren Beckley, why didn't Liverpool go for Savinio? A bargain at 85 million with his 2 Premier League goals in 2 years. I mean, you've got to acknowledge, to be fair, that he hasn't played for City all that much. I don't know how many chances he's actually had. Oh, get up! Hey, he'll fit in at Arsenal, diving all over the place like that, Solis. He'll definitely fit in. Good defending from Amenda. Get up, soft lad. Didn't even touch him then. And it's Renchi as well, who's on a yellow card. Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't touch him. City of Northville, the old Arsenal would have slowed the game down after going up early against City, and they didn't. That's a good sign. Yeah, that's true. I mean, in fairness, I think they probably saw City and smelled blood because City were losing everything all over the pitch. Odegaard strike, another corner deflected. How many corners that for Arsenal first half here? Saka corner, left-footed in-swinger. Odegaard giving him a little heads up. There's only 2 minutes left in the first half here. Adam, winning the championship doesn't prepare you for facing the Prem champions. That's it. That's a very, very fair shout. Here's Bukayo Saka, edge of the box. Declan Rice, must be. Oh, lucky. Left-footed as well from Declan Rice. Well worked, though. Arsenal going short more and more frequently, aren't they? How far away was it? Oh, it was quite substantially wide in the end, wasn't it? It wasn't even close, really. LJ, Dark Artery, Shitalzery in it, Key. I'm getting fed up with simulation. That's it. No, I agree with you, mate. I agree. These are the best at it. There's no doubt. It's not the reason they're 2-0 up, by the way. They're certainly the better team, and they've scored 2 good goals, in fairness to Arsenal. There's no knocking them. Connor, Key, my man, how are you holding up, brother? I'm good, mate. How are you? How's things? Odegaard knocks it long. Offside. And it is half-time. There you go. Half-time whistle. First game of the Premier League season. Arsenal are 2-0 up against Coventry. I mean, let's be honest. We would have all expected them to be in front. It's not that surprising that they are in front. I guess it's just disappointing from a neutral perspective, if you're a neutral. It's over as a contest, really, at half-time. Coventry have done nothing. They've not laid a glove on Arsenal. You have to hope that Frank Lampard will encourage his players a little bit more at half-time to really come out, push out, go and try and get themselves in the Arsenal half a little bit more. Because, honestly, Arsenal are a very, very good side. There's no doubt in that at all. They're the best side in the league. They're the best defensive side, maybe in Europe. However, you can't give them that much time, and you can't concede that much ground. They can be got at if you throw a bit more at them, and it feels like there's maybe a little bit too much respect from Coventry in this first half. They're not giving themselves a chance. So you'd hope that maybe Frank Lampard will encourage them a little bit more in the second half. Anyway, right. Halftime quiz. I've got my halftime quiz here. So, Tom Solis will be the best signing this season. I think he's proven he's got what it takes already. I agree with you, mate. Yeah, I think a 45-minute cameo against City, 45-minute cameo against Coventry City, newly promoted, is absolutely enough to prove he's 100% the best signing in the Premier League and might well be the best left winger in football history. Anyway, halftime quiz. Right, halftime quiz. Here we go. Before we get back to this garbage. Halftime quiz. Top 20 most expensive English footballers without an England cap. Top 20 most expensive players without an England cap. So, English players. There you go. Most expensive, top 20 most expensive English players without an England cap. There you go. Rooney Cole. Rooney Cole. No, it can't be Rooney and Cole. Come on, mate. Both of those have had plenty of England caps. Tomori too, and Gordon as well. England players without a cap. Most expensive England players without a cap. Mr. Ant-Man, Arsenal are doing what they have to do. If they were not winning at half-time, you'd be slating them. Of course. They're the champions. They should be winning. They should be winning against Coventry. What I've slated is, I've actually praised Arsenal, but I've said Coventry need to do better if they're going to show in the Premier League that they can compete. Ian Wright. Konza. Joe says, Key, just in from Craig Hope. Nico Gonzalez is open to the move. Brilliant news. Isn't Craig Hope the guy that you said yesterday Geisler told off in his press conference for his nonsense? Isn't that the guy? Chalobah, Loftus-Cheek, Carlton Cole. Hayden Hackney is correct. Hayden Hackney is 18th in the list. Not Tyrone Mings, not Kevin Nolan, not Pope, not Bruce, not McNeil. No, not Dwight McNeil. Not Collymore, no. Michael Wilson, Terry Flewers has your number. He does indeed, mate. I've spoke to him many times. Liam Delap. Liam Delap is 7th, correct. Joe Bellingham is 14th, correct. Not Jagielka, not Steve Watson. Bino Gittins is top. Yep, Jamie Bino Gittins is number 1. Surely Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall's had an England cap. I think he's had 2, hasn't he? Pretty confident. Not Matt Target. No, Matt Target was less than... well, he doesn't make it into the top 20, but he was in the list. He's not in the top 20, though. Trafford, no. Trafford has had a Premier League... Sorry, an England cap. Not Leighton Baines. No, he has had an England cap. Elliot Anderson, too. Played at the World Cup, of course. Can't be Patrick Bamford. Not Kobe Mainu. Does Wan-Bissaka count? No, he's Congolese, isn't he? Will, thoughts on Arsenal so far? They're 2-0 up, cruise control. Absolute cruise control. Scored 2 good goals as well. Not Chris Sutton, not Gibbs White. No, not Chris Sutton, not Gibbs White. Key, did Fowler play for England? He did, yes. Robbie Fowler did play for England. Matt Foster playing good football. Yeah, questionable. They're playing, again, a very poor Coventry side. Coventry need to do much better. This is not a fair or balanced or reasonable example of how Arsenal will play across a season. I think you're going to have to see maybe another 6 or 7 games minimum before you decide how Arsenal are going to play. I would strongly argue that they've not displayed anything in the first 45 minutes that makes you think they're going to completely abandon their style of play from last season. Not Lewis Skelly, not Reece Nelson, no. Not Danny Drinkwater. Not Nketiah. Not Calvert-Lewin, no. There's a player who's on the pitch. Not Hayden Heaven, no. Not Ben Mee. Not Troy Deeney, no. Not Archie Gray is correct. Yes, Archie Gray is 5th. Archie Gray is 5th. Not Ellis Sims, no. Not Harvey Barnes either, no. Not Lewis Cook, sorry, not Lewis Cook. Not Ben Godfrey, no. Not James Tompkins, not Ben White, no. Gittins we've already got. Not Noni Madueke. Noni Madueke and Ben White have both played for England. Not Daly and Atkinson, no. Not Dewsbury Hall, no. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Oh, sorry, no, I have got Dewsbury. Apologies. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, yes, although technically he may yet qualify as Irish, but yes, he is in the list. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is 16th. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Jeff says, this is different Arsenal from last season, and I know you see it. They are both sharper and better. I don't think you can give that much assertion to a 45-minute display against a newly promoted side at home. This will probably be Arsenal's easiest game of the season. Not Mikey Moore, no. Carl Rushworth is right, though. Carl Rushworth is correct. He is the Coventry goalkeeper. Yeah, Rushworth's correct. You've still not got... Has Delap had a call-up? Well, he's not played. He's not got an England cap. Jarrell Kwanzaa played at the World Cup, of course, for England. Not Scott Sinclair. Yeah, Dewsbury Hall is the... So, Jacob Ramsey. Yes, Jacob Ramsey is there. He's third, still yet to get an England cap. Jack Rodwell has had an England cap. Harvey Barnes has had an England cap. Not Matt Le Tissier, no. We're just talking about transfer fees. Most expensive English players without an England cap. Most expensive, that's the halftime quiz. Most expensive English players without an England cap. So far, we've got Hayden Hackney, Carl Rushworth, Job Bellingham, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, Liam Delap, Archie Gray, and Bino Gittins. Joe, do you think Arsenal will go back-to-back? Yes, absolutely you will. Not Jamal Lascelles. Dibbling is correct. Oh, Tyler Dibbling, well done. Good answer, Darren. Not Jermaine Beckford. Jacob Ramsey we've got. Not Gibbs or Gibbs White. No, not Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher's played for England. Joe Bellingham we've got. Not Lewis Miley. He's never moved anywhere, has he? Where's the transfer fee for Lewis Miley? Max Kilman. Yes, Max Kilman is second. Good shout. Scott. Alex Scott. Yes, Alex Scott is there, yet to get an England cap. Alex Scott. I'm sure he will do very soon, though. He has been called up. He just hasn't had an actual minute in the England side yet. Jarrell Kwanzaa played at the World Cup for England and was sent off, of course, against Mexico, you might remember. Jared Bowen has played for England. Jay Stansfield, no. Adam Johnson, no. Adam Johnson's played for England. Lewis Hall played for England. Cole Palmer played for England. Max Kilman you've got. Jacob Ramsey you've got. Bino Gittins you've got. Not Luke Young, no. Amari Hutchinson is correct. Amari Hutchinson is fourth. So you've now got the top... Have you got the top 10? Yeah, no, you've got the top 9. You've got the top 9. Tyreek George is correct. Yes, Tyreek George is there. Tyreek George is the 10th, just behind Dewsbury Hall. Joshua King is Norwegian. Unless you're talking about the Fulham Joshua King, in which case he's not moved anywhere. Hudson-Odoi has played for England. Not at Bonlahor. Again, never moved anywhere, did he? He was always at Villa. Never moved anywhere. Mason Greenwood has played for England. Not Connor Chaplin. No, not Connor Chaplin. Joe Willock is correct. Yes, Joe Willock of Newcastle is correct. We're coming up on the start of the second half, so I'll let you know. I'll tell you him. So, the top 20 most expensive English players who are yet to get an England cap is Omari Kellyman, Hayden Hackney, Carl Rushworth, Alex Scott, Oliver Skipp, who's now playing League One football with Leicester City, by the way, Jayden Philogene, who again, Aston Villa, bounced back and forth with Ipswich, James McAtee of Nottingham Forest. That was a big move from City to Forest. Still hasn't really worked out, that one. Rhian Brewster. Liverpool sold Rhian Brewster for the best part of 30 million quid to Sheffield United. And again, it hasn't worked out. I think he's now at Derby, isn't he, Rhian Brewster? Number 11 is Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon to Spurs. Ryan Sessegnon is 11th. And then it's Joe Willock, Tyreek George, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Liam Delap, Tyler Diblin, Archie Gray, Omari Hutchinson, Jacob Ramsey, Max Kilman, and Bino Gittins. There you go. That is your halftime quiz. The top 20 most expensive English players without an England cap. Hackney, Rushworth, Kellyman, Scott, Skipp, Philogene, Bellingham, McAtee, Brewster, Sessegnon, Willock, Tyreek George, Dewsbury-Hall, Delap, Dibbling, Gray, Hutchinson, Ramsey, Kilman, and Gittins. How many of them do we think might get an England cap before the next 12 months, let's say? They're still relatively young, I guess. Welsh, Kreisky, and you call my quizzes hard. I don't call your quizzes hard. I never call your quizzes anything other than wonderful, mate. Just like yourself. Never, ever. Would I? We're off for the second half here. Seamansky, hey Key, currently at work. Hope all is well. Wondering when you're coming to Long Island, New York. Just as soon as you get me the flight, mate. I'll be right there. Turnable, Sessegnon, English. Yes, he is. Yes, Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon is. Stefan Sessegnon played for Benin, of course, for Sunderland. Right. Okay. Back underway for the second half. Come on, Coventry. Any chance? Any chance at all? Jordan, Arsenal are playing some entertaining stuff. Don't hate. Well, they're playing good. They're playing good. Against the team, they can only play who's in front of them. They're playing good relative to the team. Relative to the opposition. Darren, I'm still having Wan-Bissaka. He got called up and got injured. Yeah, but he plays for the Democratic Republic of Congo. You can't have a player who didn't actually play for England. Cheers, Shahid. Thank you very much. Now, what score does this finish up? So I asked you guys in the chat, what is your prediction for this game? And you said to me that Arsenal, 86% of you said that Arsenal would win. Now, let's end that poll and let's ask again a slightly different question. What score does this finish? (2-0) Arsenal, 2-0 Coventry at half-time. What score does this finish? Arsenal 2-0. There you go. There's your options. I've given you some options. 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, or 4-0. Let's be positive. Let's be positive. Turnables, will we see a Gyökeres celebration? Well, as it stands, he's still sat on the bench picking splinters out of his arse. I don't imagine. I mean, I guess it remains to be seen what happens with Gyökeres, because apparently they were quite interested in moving him on this summer, weren't they? You know, a lot of Arsenal fans were saying how wonderful he did. Here we go, Odegaard must be. It's 3. Oh, I tell you what, it says something, doesn't it? It says everything you need to know. That he could literally fart on the ball there and it just still went in. This goalkeeper, this defence. Yes, Arsenal are 3-0 up, 49 minutes in against Coventry. It's like the Neville Southall gif against Michael Owen. Well done, he's 14. It is literally that. Coventry City. Oh, we might be looking at a record low points total. This is really, really bad. Truly terrible. Listen, it's good play by Rice. Odegaard picking up a really good spot. Saka, little overlap. Lovely little ball back. But Odegaard, what's he doing? What's he doing, keeper? Oh, Ben White on the overlap. Pulls it back. And come on. Wake up. Wake up, Rushworth. Coventry are in the mud. This is a bad, bad start to their Premier League life. Absolutely shocking from Coventry. Now, we might need to change the poll already. This one might well be 5 or 6 minimum. An absolutely morale-sapping defeat for Coventry, this one. But Odegaard's had a really good game. Odegaard and Rice have been exceptional in the middle. Yeah, Odegaard back to his best. And actually, again, this is exactly what we said. Eze, not a particularly smart signing. I'm telling you, Odegaard, he's not going to relinquish his spot this season. He's not going to relinquish it. He's Arsenal's captain. Eze is going to be picking splinters out of his arse and he'll be chasing a move next summer. You watch. Prince Rupert says Coventry are playing one of the best teams in Europe. None of the other championship teams would have fared any better. I mean, it's a very Frank Lampard performance, this. This is a very... Everton against Arsenal away. You know, I remember Frank Lampard for Everton. This is very, very poor from Coventry. You can acknowledge that Arsenal are the best side in the Premier League and you can say that they're a good side and they've put Coventry to the sword tonight. But if you're a new side in the Premier League, you can't make the mistakes that Coventry have tonight. You can't be so reckless and so... And to be honest, they've not even committed men forward. They've not conceded goals because they've been, you know, outdone in overlaps or, you know, hurt on the counter-attack. It's not been that. They've defended incredibly deep all night. And they've just been so easy to pick off. Solis with a terrible ball in. Comes all the way through to Saka on the far side. Shadow says Odegaard, post-World Cup, is going to be one of the best playmakers this season. I agree, mate. I've got him in my fantasy team. Proxy says, why would Eze leave? It's a club he wanted to play for since boyhood. Yeah, I know, but he wanted to play for. That's the operative word, mate. That's the operative word. He wants to play for them. If he's not getting a kick, do you even want that player? Do you want a bunch of Arsenal fans on the bench who don't really have any ambition? Oh, they're in again here. This could be for Saka off the... Oh, I thought he'd hit that over the... Oh, it's a good save, actually, from Rushworth. Comfortable save in the end. Turnables, I mean, Eze was signed only because Havertz got injured during the transfer window. Arsenal were never going to sign Eze otherwise. And Rob says, we weren't this bad against them last season. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. No doubt at all. Reece says, Rushworth sending Coventry back down in a rush. I mean, yeah, Rushworth's not had a good night, has he? It's two absolute howlers from Carl Rushworth. Barlamalo says this Coventry side are miles off it. They are. There's no doubt about it. They are miles off it. Proxy says, yes, we need depth when it comes to playing deep in all comps. He will get playing time. Yeah, but again, you're looking at it from Arsenal's point of view. You're not looking at it from Eze's point of view. Is Eze a really good player? Is he a really good player? Right, well, he needs to start games of football. He was an absolute star for Crystal Palace. Why is he going to come and sit on the bench at Arsenal? That doesn't make any sense. And if it does, then he's not a player you want in your team. That's not an attitude you want in the dressing room. You want a player who's knocking on the manager's door and saying, give me minutes, give me starts, I demand, I'm better than him, put me in, gaffer. You need a bit of that. What you don't want is a guy who's happy sat on the bench. Hiller says Arsenal actually look like an attacking team. Coventry switching off in defence. I mean, they've not... Oh, so bad. So bad. Coventry, I don't think... How many completed passes have Coventry made? Let's have a look. Actual completed passes. Completed passes. Where are they? Passes in the final third. 63%. If you've got more than a third of your passes going either out of play or to the opposition, that's a bad, bad night. That is a terrible night. Luke Poth says, Key, United are building well, be a problem in a year or two. Depends, mate. Depends if you go and get another manager who's changing your system again. Because Carrick's not going to be there in 2 years, is he? Here's Thomas Asante. Oh, I thought there might be a little moment there, but it fell to a Coventry player, but no. See, why couldn't they do this? Why couldn't they do this in the first half? It's taken them going 3 down. Oh, Coventry. See, do you know what? They're finally showing a little bit now. Finally showing a little bit. This is appalling. I can't understand why it takes you to go 3-0 down just to finally get on the ball and start committing some bodies forward. It's not good enough. It's a corner kick to Coventry. Jelly says Carrick will be longer than Iriola. I mean, he could be. Yeah, I mean, I'd say the same. City of Northfield just said he could. I'm 50-50 with that. I have no idea. Honestly, mate, I don't disagree with you. I think Iriola and Carrick might well be gone. Both of them inside 12 to 18 months. I think Carrick may be a little bit more likely to go sooner than Iriola, but I'm not convinced that Iriola will last the distance. Masson, do you think Liverpool would score more than 3 goals against Coventry? Probably not. No. Probably not. Pool's recruiting this season has been awful. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's been awful. It's just not been sufficient. It's not been awful. It's just been insufficient. We need better. Or more, rather. We need more rather than a lack of quality in the signings. I'm quite happy with the signings we've made. Coventry with a corner. Outswinger. Saka shoulders it away. Now on the counter-attack. This is dreadful from Coventry. Here we go. There's a chance here if they can get the pass right. Must be. Must be. Oh, I tell you what. Who was that? He's offside anyway. Who was that? Solis. Garbage. Miles off. To be fair, I judge Odegaard there. They should have released the ball a bit sooner. Turnable says Liverpool needs to give Iriola time to build his team. No, I know, but that was the same with Slot. Slot needed time to build his team. Time he never got. I don't think Iriola will get the time either, for what it's worth. Leon United. See United getting Baleba. They are, yes. That's a big risk, isn't it? Very big risk for United to go and get a player for that much money as well. After the season he had last year. But hey, it might be a worldie. It might turn out to be a very, very good signing, but They need him to get back to the levels of 2 years ago. Good run into the area. Coventry again. You can't trap a ball at this level, Chief. There's not much down for you. If you're not trapping a ball at this level, shouldn't be a Premier League player. Here's Asante. Still no substitutions yet for either team. 60th minute. Still yet to see a sub. Chow has been quite lively tonight. I'll say that. If we're saying Coventry's best player, I would say maybe Chow has been their best, but it's a best of a bad bunch. It really is, isn't it? It's not been a great game from Coventry. De Silva's maybe been all right going forward, but yeah, the lowest ranked players on the pitch are the two that we've criticised, to be fair, which is Van Uwijk, who he's been all over the place tonight. Van Uwijk, he made the mistake for the first goal, and then Rushworth has made 2 mistakes. So Arsenal have scored 3 goals. Admittedly, the first one's a very good finish-ish. But it's directly from 3 errors, isn't it? 3 Coventry errors. Hence why Rushworth is ranked so low. Swifty, if Areola can get Bournemouth to 6th, he can get Liverpool higher. It's the same sort of logic that we had with Hodgson, though, when we hired him. Look at what he did with Fulham. If you can do that with Fulham, look at what he could do with Liverpool. Just doesn't quite work out. I don't think Areola's style translates to Liverpool. And if it does, I think it would need a lot longer than our fans and our club will be prepared to give him. We're very impatient, sadly. Very, very impatient bunch. And I say that, maybe all football fans are really, aren't we? We're all increasingly impatient. Jerry says, yeah, but Solis and Calafiori did well to get the ball off Van Uwijk. Van Uwijk just hit it into him. That's the easiest thing in the world, isn't it? From a fullback's perspective, to just knock it up the line. It's the one that you're taught that as a fullback. In like grade 1 level, entry to football. Clear it up the touchline. If you're a fullback, you should be able to knock it down the line. He hits it straight into Solis. Calafiori picks it up. Here is Calafiori again. Odegaard. Oh, deflection. Nearly 4-0. Yeah, it was a good pass, though. Very good pass from Calafiori. Dave says, Key put Klopp will become Liverpool manager again in 2 seasons' time. He'll be Germany's manager for a year, then back at Anfield. I wouldn't be surprised that if Klopp came back at some point, yeah, but I would imagine he'd only come back as like a interim, like, save us, Jurgen, save us, bring him in, just something to save the club. If we were really in a bad way, I think Jurgen would come in for a few months. A little bit like Michael O'Neill. What Michael O'Neill did with Blackburn last season. He was Northern Ireland manager, but he went in for Blackburn. Oh, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Good defending from Coventry that time. Swifty, I'd take a point at Luton tomorrow. That's patience. That's going to be a foul to Arsenal. Stacey, nowadays, fans don't give enough time to managers. Very true. Yep. Very, very true. Urenchi off for Torp. Not the best debut for Caleb Urenchi. It's a baptism by fire, in fairness, away at Arsenal. But still big things to come, I think, for that young man. Billy, who scored the third? I had to jump out of the stream for a few minutes. It was Odegaard. Odegaard scored the third for Arsenal. Darren says, I'm having that Haaland and Maresca have a scrap halfway through the season. Don't think you'll get odds on that. Jerry, these Coventry players clearly look up to Sitoli. Jelly, Lampard knows the league and managed, but he couldn't do it at Chelsea, and Alonso won't do it either. Carrick is a centre mid like Pep, will beat top sides because United is the biggest club in the UK. All right, mate. All right, then. Arsenal to retain by Feb. I'd say that's fair. Maybe not Feb, but probably not far off it, yeah. Feb or March. Sims is shocking. He's not a Premier League centre forward, is he? Everton knew that when they sold him. That's kind of the big problem for Coventry this season. I don't think they're going to get enough goals now. They've been so concerning tonight defensively, but just going forward, I feel like if you're a team that is trying to stay up in the Premier League, you've got to be good at something. You've got to either be hyper organised, kind of like a poorer Arsenal, mega organised, very rigid, not maybe the most pleasing on the eye, but you'll grind out 0-0s and draws here and there, and maybe the odd win off a set piece. You can be that, or you can be a team that leaks goals but scores a shed load as well. We've seen teams do that as well. Sometimes they don't stay up, but sometimes they do. But it feels like Coventry are kind of like not really Premier League level at anything that they do. And I'm not convinced that any of the players they've brought in. Yerenchi is their star signing maybe in many ways. Rushworth's a big signing. Rushworth's had a shocker tonight. Yerenchi looks... I still think he'll be a good player, by the way, Caleb Yerenchi. I think he is a quality player, but he's still quite a way off Premier League level. He's not going to be there this season right now, is he? Too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. That's it. Absolutely. Don't like what I've seen here, says City of Northville. That's it. Absolutely. Too early to panic like that. They're up against Arsenal. I know, but it's less about the scoreline, mate, and more about the performance. Every performance teaches you something, right? And what can you decipher from watching Coventry tonight? I think the goalkeeper's a problem. I think that goalkeeper is going to be a problem throughout the season. He's still very young, admittedly, but it's a big position, that. Steve Grizovic there, look at him. Handsome Steve Grizovic. 87 FA Cup winner with Coventry. Former Liverpool player as well, Steve Grizovic. Yeah, I don't think this is probably Arsenal's easiest game of the season. At home to Coventry. They're not going to get much easier than this. This is a real poor performance from Coventry, and I think this is kind of where they're going to finish towards the end of the season. I'm not convinced at all by them. Stacey, good to see you. Listen, Stacey, again, really glad to see you back in, and I'm hoping you're feeling better. Tyler says, Arsenal are just the best team in the world. I hate to say it. I mean, I think there's a team in France who'd have a conversation with you about that one. What's the ref giving here? What's the ref giving? Oh, it's a definite corner. It's a definite corner. Referee's had a shocker. Dave says, look, Coventry fans, you're playing Arsenal at home on the first game of the season. Don't panic, you'll pick up points, but unfortunately, just not today. Swifty, I wanted to see a cup tie with Coventry showing nothing to lose. Well, yeah, I was kind of hoping we would see... I just thought, like, you've got nothing to nothing to be afraid of at all, have you? Like, why wouldn't you come here and have a go at them? They've not done anything against... And, you know, I know that Arsenal fans will say, oh, that's because we're just so good, we're the best. And do you know what? You are the best team in the league, there's no disputing that. But even the very, very best ever, like if you're talking, you know, United 3 titles back-to-back, or City, you know, the Centurions, or Liverpool as well, under Klopp at our absolute best, those sides, even Chelsea, who were an unbelievable defensive side, still had a great attack as well with Robben and Drogba. Those teams still conceded chances. They still had oppositions have, you know, shots on target, or at least get in and around the penalty area. We've seen nothing of Coventry. Nothing. And as much as you can give Arsenal credit for that, the bigger factor is 1,000,000% that Coventry just haven't turned up today. They've lacked confidence, they've lacked motivation, and they've just been miles off the pace from minute one. They've been comprehensively, is what I was going to say, comprehensively beaten in every 1v1 across the pitch. Tactically, physically, individually, outgunned. Charlie, Key, Covershite, simple as. Arthur, anything but complimenting Arsenal then. I don't know what more you want. He's so desperate, these Arsenal fans. I've literally just said exactly that. You're the best team in the league. You deserve to win. You're going to win the league this season. What more credit do you want? What more credit do you want? Ellis Sims coming off. Radoni comes on. Taiwo Awonyi as well. And Asante is off as well. Thomas Asante, not great. 9 LRIS, watching Arsenal more than his own team. I mean, Liverpool aren't playing tonight, in fairness. Michael says, I'm sorry, it's the first game of the season against the champions. Give them some slack. It's not about the scoreline. It's about the performance. It's entirely the performance. How's it going, Gamer Guru? Good to see you. He says, Arsenal teaching Liverpool how to defend a league title. And you've not got anyone actually competing for it this year or last, in fairness, so it's easy enough to defend a league title when you've not got to defend it against anyone. Show us how to win a European Cup, Chief. Turnables, I'm really disappointed with our boys, especially Asante, but it's a long season. Listen, I mean, Urenchi in particular, I think will still be a really, really top player. It's just a bad night for him, for Coventry. I think you could put Zidane. You could put Zidane in that midfield tonight. He wouldn't have got a kick. Coventry really haven't give any of their players an opportunity to shine, but Rushworth's been terrible. Rushworth has been god-awful for Coventry tonight. 2 of the goals are entirely on him. And the other one's down to Van Uwijk. 3 errors, 3 goals. Arsenal have shown, and this is the level, isn't it? This is what it's about. This is how clinical the Premier League is. It's not just Arsenal either, by the way. If Coventry, I think, make those mistakes, they're probably 2 or 3-0 down at Brentford. Or, you know, at Bournemouth. I think they probably are 3-0 down if they play like this away at anyone. It's just a really, really bad night, isn't it, all round for Coventry. Konza as a third choice is crazy depth. And Danny says Leeds went there and lost by 5, was awful that day. Most people had us down after that. I mean, to be fair, I had Leeds down last season. Here's Saka. Defended quite well that time from Odegaard for the change. From Coventry for the change. Reese telling you now they should be starting Awoni and not Sims. Yeah, Awoni's got to start more. But listen, Awoni is not a player that will keep Coventry up. If Coventry are reliant on Awoni, this has got to be a goal. No, Rushworth comes out, gets it right that time. Yeah, if Awoni is what Coventry are relying on to keep them up, they're going down. They're absolutely going down. But yeah, it's been a good night for Declan Rice tonight. I would say Rice and Odegaard have been my 2 stars, I would say, for this one. I'd give Declan Rice the man of the match, maybe. I know he's gone off, but no, Odegaard, actually. I think Odegaard's been the best player on the pitch for me. He's done well. Admittedly, we've still got another 17 minutes to go. Billy, this is the harsh reality of the Premier League. It is, yeah. You make 3 mistakes, you're probably going to concede 2 or 3 goals. No Solis. What's Solis done in the second half? He's not had a kick. Solis hasn't done a kick in the second half. He hasn't had the ball. He's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. Odegaard and Rice have been by far more important to Arsenal. Ethan, underrated opinion, Newcastle are going down. They're not going down, but they're probably going to be mid-table. Oh, what's that? I tell you what, see, even Arsenal can have a lapse in defence. Even Arsenal having a little brain fart there. Ian turned the match off after the second went in. I don't blame you. It's not really been a good night for Coventry to showcase this is what they're about in the Premier League. Lasted longer than I thought. Mercury, away from the Premier League. Who goes up from the Championship this season? Shell says West Ham. I mean, that's a good question. Let's ask that to the chat. Away from the Prem, who goes up from the Championship this season? I mean, we've seen last season's champions here. I still think West Ham will come up. I still think Millwall might surprise a few. Yeah. Borough. Hey, I've got a Borough shirt. Yeah. New Borough kit. New Borough kit someone sent me. Nice. Cammy, Middlesbrough, Millwall, top 2. West Ham through the playoffs. See, I don't fancy Borough. I don't fancy Borough to make it. Maybe the playoffs. Marino on for Odegaard. Eze has come on for Solis. I still feel bad for West Ham. They did get mugged last season, didn't they? That was never, ever a foul on David Raya. I mean, it wouldn't have changed where the title went, in my opinion. They still would have got the title. They still deserve to be the champions last season. But yeah, that was, for me, I thought that should have been a goal. They got robbed, West Ham, didn't they? Ethan, what games are you doing tomorrow, mate? We're live for 3 games tomorrow. Again, yeah, just a reminder, we are live for Hull City versus Man United. 12:30 kickoff, that one. We're also live straight after it for Everton against Crystal Palace. David Moyes against Pierre Sage. That one, 3 o'clock kickoff. I'll be live for that. And then straight after that, 5:30, Brentford against Tottenham. 5:30 kickoff, Saturday night football. 3 games back to back. I'll be right here watching them with you guys. Should be great fun. Looking forward to seeing the Premier League fully back in swing tomorrow. This is what it's about. Hopefully, we see the newly promoted sides showing a bit more fight on the opening day. I'd like to see Hull get something against United, of course. I'm not convinced. What do you think of the Savinio transfer? A bit pricey. I don't know, I don't know. I think he's a squad member for City. So on that basis alone, and he's still a young lad, I think you're probably going to get 60, 70 million for him. And he's on a quite a modest wage, I'm led to believe as well. So it might be that as another factor. Like Cody Gakpo's apparently going for 70 million, or was going for 70 million, but he's on 250k a week. So you can maybe argue that Savinio's worth 80 because he's on such less money. Ian, thoughts on Minter? 70 mil seems a lot for 3 goals and 4 assists. I think he does an awful lot without the ball, Ian, that I think Iraola would like. He is a lot more closer to an Iraola winger than Rio in many ways. He's been described as a left-footed Sadio Mane. I've no problem with us going for Minter. I've liked Minter for a few years. Would I maybe prefer him by... I guess it depends on the fee. If we're going to pay 40 million for Mbai, I would prefer him. If we're going to pay 60, 70 million for Mbai or 60, 70 million for Minter, I think I'd prefer Minter. If it's going to be 60, 70 million, that's the fee to get one of those two, then I think Minter's better value for money because he's had 2 years in the Prem and he's done all right. He has done all right. He wasn't the best last season in terms of numbers, but then again, he's playing for Brighton. You could argue that when he comes to Liverpool, he'll get a few more opportunities on the ball. Might get platformed a little bit better. Lemon Seals, do you have any football takes that don't seek validation from other fan bases? Rarely. Very rarely. Matt Emulsion, same as when Spurs sold Bale, they got nearly 100 mil and bought shit. That's it, yeah, but they went out first, didn't they, and bought Lamella and Soldado and all them. It never quite worked out, did it? Lemon Seals, I can tell. Well, hey, that's on you, mate. That's on you. I'm all good. Arsenal... Switch inside. Are you an Arsenal fan by any chance? Are you an Arsenal fan? I don't imagine you are. You don't seem it. Darren says Savinio's pricey because Marmouche is on the cheap to not give Frankfurt any sell-on fee if they make a profit. Ah, now that is interesting. City of North Hill, this narrative not now United overpaid when the measuring stick was if Balaba's 60 million, that means Brighton don't rate him, is moving the goalposts. No, if United pay 70 million for the player they got last season, that's expensive, right? That was the point I was making. It's expensive for the player that he was last season. The big question is why Brighton are willing to let him go for 30, 40% less than they were prepared to 12 months ago. And it suggests to me that they believe his star is falling. I think that's a reasonable conclusion to draw. Reese, I hate to say it, but Spurs have bought well this season. They have, and Spurs will be up there, no doubt. Miles Lewis-Skelly switches over to Zubamendi. Zubamendi out to Madwecki. This is good play from Arsenal. Madwecki should have shot there. Strike from Gabriel. Matt says Spurs will have a Liverpool season like last year. They'll buy half a squad and need a season. Yeah, I mean that is what happens, right? That's exactly what you do. If you spend that much money and you buy that many players, inevitably it's going to take time for them to bed in. Raman Nichols, as a Coventry fan, I hope this is a wake-up call for us. We've been too nice. Did anyone remember me saying those exact words about 45 minutes ago? Gustavo Hamer's coming on. Again, these are signings. I did say this with the Hamer signing. This is a signing made for if Coventry go back down. It's far too nice, far too conservative. I don't think Coventry are showing enough ambition here. I think they're doing almost what Ipswich have done, which is, let's go and get a load of Championship players. They've got Rushworth in. They've gone and got, obviously, Gustavo Hamer's come in. Even Awoni will probably stick with them in the Championship if they were to go down. So there's not an awful lot of real top quality Premier League quality coming in. Urenchi is a good signing, I think, for the future. But it's not a smart move, I don't think, for Coventry in the transfer market so far. How's it going, Jakub? Lemon says the thirst for validation for people from other fan bases is so blatant. Well, I mean, I do watch-alongs, mate. So to some degree, I mean, that's kind of the purpose. Same way you use Twitch, right? You're on Twitch playing Super Mario at whatever age you are. So you know, who knows? I'm sure you want people to watch you on Twitch. That's what it's about, right? Nothing wrong with that. City of Northville, why do they do this instead of loading up on Premier League level loans that they won't be on the lookout, or they won't be on the hook for if they go down, but still get quality to stay up? I mean, listen, I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't go and get like a Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott would be absolutely up for a loan at Coventry where he'd play week in, week out. They could get those signings. Josh, Arsenal looks scary against Coventry. Yes, against Coventry. 3 stars. See you later, everyone. Gonna get some kip. See you all tomorrow. Take care and enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Take it easy, 3 star. Hope you're feeling better, mate. And yeah, catch you tomorrow. Thanks again. Which club do you support, Keith? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. But this is what we do. We watch games of football every single day on the tavern. We watch. This is what we do. Our community of football fans, we just love watching football. We watched Brighton against Tromsø last night in the Europa Conference League. We watched Celtic in the Champions League the night before. And tomorrow we're going to be watching Hull v Man United, Everton against Crystal Palace, Brentford against Tottenham. Sunday, Liverpool. I've got, obviously, my beloved Liverpool away at Newcastle on Sunday. Good ball in, Coventry. Oh, and there's your big chance. There's your big chance, Radoni. Got to score it. Middle of the goal. Got to score that. That's absolutely shocking. Shocking. Terrible. Got to score that. Not good enough. For the love of the game, lad. This is it. They're not all winners, are they? They're not all great games. But we watch them anyway. We love them. Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's been remarkably composed tonight. Be interesting if he keeps his place when Bruno Guimaraes is back fit, of course. What a save by Raya. Yeah, what a save. Worldy. Worldy from the Spanish number 2. City of Northville, this would be a perfect move to keep around someone like Skelly. Loan him to Coventry. He gets top quality play and doesn't get restless. Same with Wanyuri as well. Yeah, I think obviously Wanyuri was left out of the squad, wasn't he? There's moves pending for him. I don't know where Wanyuri ends up. But yeah, I think players like Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyuri and young English players, you do want to see those players playing week in, week out, whoever that may be. So when I say I want to see him leave, it's because I want to see him show ambition. Wanyuri, I think, has talent, and he could be England's right winger in years to come. But he's not going to get there if he's not getting a kick and he's not developing. And the same with Miles Lewis-Skelly. You know, Nico O'Reilly went to the World Cup. Lewis-Skelly didn't. You know, Kobbie Mainoo basically threw his toys out the pram. Let's call it for what it is. Kobbie Mainoo threw his toys out the pram at Manchester United. He went to the World Cup. I think if Kobbie Mainoo doesn't kick up as much of a fuss, maybe Ruben Amorim stays. Maybe Kobbie Mainoo's now out on loan. Or maybe he's still just sat twiddling his thumbs at United. Ruben Amorim's still there, and maybe there's a world where he didn't go to the World Cup. But Lewis Skelly needs to be kicking up a fuss at Arsenal. Wanyuri needs to be kicking up a fuss. And I would say the same with Rio Ngamoa at Liverpool. If he suddenly finds himself on the bench for large periods of time, he needs to be kicking up a fuss. And Lewis Skelly spent most of last season on the bench. Wanyuri isn't going to get in this Arsenal side. Jack, Liverpool ain't getting to top 6 this season. I think I would agree with you, Jack. If the transfer window closed today, I would probably be inclined to agree with you. Terry, do you think Arsenal will play for a draw against Liverpool again, Key? They might well do. They won't need to win, mate. They'll already have the league wrapped up. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul, ref. Come on. Get him booked. City of Northville, Amorim's mouth unseated him and would have regardless. He's too honest at pressers, but Mainu knew his quality. All 3 goals have been absolute poo. I mean, they've all been errors, haven't they? They've certainly all been errors. Yeah, two from the keeper. Oh, Rushworth's had a shocker tonight. Rob says Liverpool outside the top 6. You can't be serious. Spent $1 trillion. I mean, to be fair, I think this current Liverpool setup, mate, is paper thin. Really, really paper thin. Cov, better second half, considering Arsenal were the Champions League finalists. We've done better, but a lot of work to do. It's sad, isn't it, that Arsenal needed to be 3-0 up for Coventry to actually start playing football. They have actually started to do a little bit more since they've gone 3-0 down, but the game's gone. The game's dead and buried by the time they actually get into a position where they can maybe hurt Arsenal. They've had a couple of forays into the Arsenal half in the last sort of 20 minutes or so. Jack Solis will be signing of the season. Yeah, I think so too. Harry Robinson, how's it going? Darren says Lacey at United would be a perfect loan for one of the promoted teams. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be terrible either. I wouldn't. I think the problem with Lacey is, again, he's I think Hull and other clubs probably don't want to see or be seen as a team where, you know, you're just loaning players to develop them for other clubs. Like, that suits United, doesn't it? Oh, even that wasn't a great save from Rushworth. Marino with the effort. He almost dove too soon, didn't he? Yeah, you don't want to be loaning players to develop them for other clubs. I think you want to be loaning a player and hoping they can contribute immediately. Shea Lacey couldn't contribute in a Hull City, you know, not in a meaningful way. He's not gonna come in and get, you know, 10 to 15 Premier League goal contributions or anything like that for him. He's not that good. He's not that experienced. Rocco German, Arsenal are going to win the league again. They absolutely are, yes. No doubt about that at all. City of Northville, Mainu wouldn't have worked. Look what he did with even Bruno. He had to do defensive stuff. Mainu is offensive-minded. He can't turn that off. Frank Lampard has cut a very, very disconsolate figure on the touchline tonight. He's not really been all that animated. I think maybe he's learned a lot about his players tonight, Frank Lampard. I think he will be looking at them and thinking, we need better. We need to go and get better. Jack Footy, it's a good start by Arsenal. Even if it's just Coventry, you need to start like this. Listen, you can only beat who's in front of you, right? You can only beat who's in front of you. Arsenal have, it's been a resounding win for Arsenal. Proxy says this league is going to be a DOS for Arsenal. It will. I said that after the Community Shield and I got a load of stick for it. It is a DOS for Arsenal, and it's not because Arsenal are this wonderful all-timer Premier League side. The Premier League standards have fallen. There's no getting around it, and I think we'll see that this season. There is no meaningful chase for Arsenal this season, just as there wasn't last season, and just as there wasn't the season before when Liverpool won it as well. Liverpool pissed it that year. Arsenal pissed it last year. They kind of made a race last year, Arsenal. They invited City in. They held the door open for them. But this season, no. Chelsea under new management. Liverpool under new management. City under new management. United under new management. All of the teams that are in somewhat, maybe you would say would be in the frame for a title race, they're all under new management. They're all in the midst of a rebuild. City have just lost their best player in Rodri. Liverpool, I mean, you could say the same with Salah. We've lost Robertson, we've lost Canate, all over the place. So Liverpool have got a big rebuild to do. That's going to take us a couple of years at least. United probably the same. And Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea finished 10th last season. It's probably unreasonable to say they're going to win the league this season. So this is why I said, and I still maintain I was right in saying it, and I'm not going to back down on this, Arsenal will win the league, and they'll win it. If they don't win it by 10 points, then it is an embarrassment. They should piss the league. And they will. They will. They'll piss it. They should have it wrapped up by February. They should be resting players in the league for the Champions League. They should be in that position with this league. I absolutely assure you of that. Free kick for Arsenal. Last 20 seconds. Who do Liverpool need to sign to secure top 6? I mean, I think Barcola probably. I think if we get Barcola, if we get a midfielder, we could probably do with a midfielder to replace Curtis Jones. And maybe Minter as well, or at least another right winger. We need a couple of wingers and maybe a centre mid at the absolute minimum. Tony Kelly enjoyed the first one back. Roll on next week. Well, we'll be there. We'll be watching that one, Arsenal against Villa next week. So yes, if you're an Arsenal fan, make sure you've liked and subbed and all that. We'll be there for it next week. Hopefully Villa will, well, I know Villa will. Villa will put up more of a fight than these Cowboys tonight, Coventry. It's not been a great night. Arsenal cruised to victory, 3-0, quite easy. The game was wrapped up in the first half. Lampard will, again, I think he'll have learned a lot about his players tonight, Frank Lampard. This is exactly the sort of game, in fairness, that you want to see. You learn more from losing than you do from winning in some cases, and I think he'll be going to his upper management, his the powers that be at Coventry, and saying, listen, open your wallet. If you want to keep this team in the Premier League, we need better quality here, because they are not going to compete playing like that, making the mistakes they did. I really do think they need a keeper. Carl Rushworth cannot be Coventry's keeper throughout a Premier League season. He made 2 howlers tonight. Arsenal punished on both of them. And Van Nieuwijk as well. Van Nieuwijk, the right back. I said it last season, having watched Coventry in the Championship. Very, very good attacking fullback. Liability going back the other way, and he proved it. 3 lapses in concentration for Coventry. 3 goals. Clinical from Arsenal. And there you go. Arsenal top of the league on day 1 in the Prem, and they probably, well, no, they will. They will be there on game week 38 as well. Is it fair to accept Arsenal have won the league already? Yes. No, they have. They absolutely have. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow, by the way. We will be back tomorrow at 12:15. Hull City versus Man United. 12:15 tomorrow. A big, big day of watch-along. I'm going to be live right here for 7 hours. 7 hours of watch-alongs. We're going to be doing Hull City versus Man United, Everton versus Palace straight after it, and then Tottenham away at Brentford in the 5:30 kickoff. So, should be 3 very, very good games. Looking forward to it. Glad the Premier League's back. And I'm sure next week, Villa will put up a much better fight against these than Coventry did. Have a lovely night, everyone. Take it easy. Hit like, hit subscribe all the way on your way out. And show us some love. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Dinner time. Take it easy. Ta-da. Have a nice night.